Hey everybody, what's up? It's Kyle and KZ.
More people get their voice out there, then I think they'll realize like we're all the same, really.
KZ decided, let's do it. Took the bait, so here we are.
Veteran Chat Project.
Where it's encouraged to not be okay all the time.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle,
KZ.
and I am
Dave.
glitching out. But yeah, man, it's good to be here. It is a Tuesday night, which should have been a Monday night, but my bad. I guess. I mean, I'm still having internet difficulties. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I'll have to call my provider, but that is tomorrow's issue. So I will just have to figure it out. As you see, we have David Snowis with us tonight. For those of you that don't know, he's been watching the show for quite a bit of time now. I'd say kind of keeping up with us for the last, I'd say, since like Letter to Me or around that time kind of came out.
Yeah, that time period.
And he's kind of, sat on the side, didn't really want to come on. We had the invite around that time, and he said, not right now. That's not really the time. And recently reached out and decided, I want to come on and I want to talk. And
Woo! Sorry.
So we got him. Oh, we got to change this one. We got him. So yeah, swap that guy. All right, yeah. So, dude, it's good to see you on this side of the show as opposed to the comments. I love seeing people in the comments, but it's also nice to put a face to the person now. So
yeah, I try and jump in there when I can. Can't always be on the live stream.
Right.
Usually working and kids and stuff, but yeah.
Know how that goes. Well, not the working part, but the kids part.
Yeah.
Not anymore, anyway.
Yeah, dude, how you been, man? I know we talked about a little bit before you started going on the air. David, how's your week been?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Had my well, I was really amped up yesterday because I had my therapy right before we were supposed to do this. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. I get to talk to my dude and like get everything straight and get my head right, and then just roll into it. And but just march order, go with it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dude, it's still having some issues, but I don't know. There shouldn't be. I have a pretty decent setup, but maybe I don't know. Figure that out later, but it is working obviously much better. So I do appreciate you being flexible.
For sure.
Dude, let's just fucking dive right into it. I know you were inspired by Letter to Me, and I don't. I think. Yeah. Let's talk about that because that's where we picked you up, and I know that's on you. I was gonna say something else, but
We'll get there. We'll get there. You're good.
Yeah, we'll get there. We got time. Yeah. So I I really I heard that episode, and I was having a real tough time over that last couple of days, and I was like, shit, like what would I tell my younger self? And admittedly, like in that letter, I was really focused on more so on the problem that I had at hand in front of me. And so honestly, I feel kind of bad because I wish that I would have went a little more broad and been more like life advice, but yeah, it was it's a question that's been posed to me before. So like my therapist, he's retired Army, and thank God I found him because he speaks the same language, and he's been through a lot of the same shit that we have, both in the service and in his private life. And it's an exercise that him and I have done before, where he's like, just take like half an hour and sit down and be like, what if you could say something to yourself at 21 Like, what would you tell him? You know, yeah. And then, we've built on that, he's like, well, what do you say to your kids? What do you, if you're gone tomorrow, what kind of advice do you leave, for your kids? Yeah. So I wrote another one, but, I mean, I don't know. I can share it at the end if you guys want me to.
Hell yeah,
Um,
dude.
You can share it
it's
whenever you
a,
want, brother. It's your show.
it's gonna be a tearjerker for me.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah,
Well,
Hey,
I mean, I dug deep with it, and
yeah.
that's one thing that I really appreciate about this podcast is is like this is all about helping people and and helping to get rid of like that whole stigma where we're all just fucking lemmings running around and everybody's different and everybody's special and everybody like no, we all have the same shit happening.
Mhm.
We have the
Yes.
same problems,
Yeah.
like the same relationship problems, the same kid problems, the same friend problems, work problems, finances. Like it's all universal. Like yours are slightly different than mine, but that doesn't mean that we feel differently about them.
Oh yeah. But the one thing I like, I hate but love to hear when like I ask like close friends like what's wrong, like veteran brothers like it was bothering you, man, like, and I get the response like, oh, you wouldn't understand, like motherfucker, try me,
Like
like,
I would though.
Yeah.
like
I would though, and
try
it's
me.
not because maybe because I've been specifically through it.
Yeah.
But like it's almost like what Stu said on his episode. It's like pain. That pain is what binds us all together.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That Yanu man, that shit pops in my head 6 to 12 times a day, bro. You are not unique, and it's basically what you just
Yeah.
said. It's like, and it's not to be like an unsympathetic to your pain and to
No.
your shit. Like we're empathetic
No.
here. We
Not,
understand. We
yeah, not at all.
believe that you're going through it, and we believe very, very we're cheering for everybody all the time. Like when we see people like you said, like when you I got pumped up just knowing that you got like a second letter to me sitting there ready to do it, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking, it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
It's gonna be good. And then like I never even I don't know, dude. It pumps me up to like to be in a position to help people. I don't know.
it's
So I
really
guess
unique. It's really unique, like how some veterans think. Not all, a lot of us though, but like at one point or another, like having that like you wouldn't understand mentality, But when you look back on like your military like career, it's like you wouldn't understand. Like yeah, I would, like we went through the same basic training, like we started the same, dude. Like we suffered this like from day one or day
Yeah.
zero. Like we suffered
Yeah.
exactly the same. So maybe I would understand. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
definitely, yeah. I definitely understand that sentiment that you're trying to say.
hell yeah, dude. And yeah, so
Speaking of which, though, of basic training and stuff, let's back up a little bit. What branch did you serve in?
So I was in the army. Um, joined in 2005. Did my first contract overseas to Iraq. Um, I lucked out. I went active National Guard. Um, and they were overseas and I was exempt. So I didn't have to do anything.
Mm,
And yeah, so I did that for a little while and then decided to come back to active duty and then reclass at the same time. And that's what brought me out here to Seattle area. I was out at Fort Lewis, 2010, and went overseas to Afghanistan, got evac'd, medical retirement, out
mm.
in 2014.
Damn, dude. What'd you do? What was your MOS?
So first go around, I was 13 Mike, which is MRS, and we had the old school M270s, the tracked rocket launchers. And then we upgraded to the Alpha Ones, and then we upgraded to the HIMARS,
Mm.
built off the LMTV chassis. So just the single 6-pack. And when I reclassed, I went 13 Bravo. So I was in a howitzer unit, and we did the we did the upgrade to the 777s right before we went to Afghanistan. So that was interesting.
That sounds interesting. How was? I mean, other than, other than the injury, we can talk about that if you want to. But like, how was Afghanistan as a whole? If you could sum it.
I mean, Afghanistan for us, because I actually got to do my job, so we just
Up in one
like we're
phrase.
in a gun pit, you know. Like Iraq was, truck missions and flying everywhere, and we were just tasked. So we got the task for Iraq to do the counterfire radars, and we had almost everything in MD North. And going into it, I knew that they couldn't make me sit there and watch a computer blip and repair stuff if I was colorblind. So I made sure I didn't pass the colorblind test, which put me on our truck team. So I got to drive or fly everywhere. And yeah, that was cool. A little bit of everything. Yeah, but Afghanistan was pretty cool. Because we were just down in the gun pit in the hooches, just staying ready and shoot when they need us to. And it was fun to actually do my MOS.
Oh, I bet.
All the training
Yeah.
and shit. You're like, you know what, dude? Like, I actually know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, brand new weapon
It's pretty
system,
sick.
spend all this time on it and do all this training. We'd go out to Yakima for forever and horrible weather, and all you're doing is shooting and moving and shooting and moving and shooting and moving, and they don't let you sleep. But I mean, it paid off. It gets drilled into you and it becomes second nature.
Yeah, that's. I think. I mean, I only did my job the first deployment, being on tanks.
A little
and then,
bit.
Yeah, a little bit, and then the rest of the deployments, I don't think. I trained. I mean, yeah, I trained so much on tanks, and then as soon as it was deployment time, I was like, all right, time to go guard some shit.
Yeah, here's your MRAPs.
Like, fuck.
Like, damn it. These things, like, they tip over all the fucking time. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
God. I just remember sitting in
And
the
get
back
stuck
of the
everywhere.
and just being like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, we're going over, you're looking up at the balance thing in the middle. It's just like,
Yeah. You little like the slope indicator. Like, oh my God. Put me in a Bradley, I'll be fine.
Yeah, tank, we're going over. Yeah, we're good.
So you had a unique perspective, like as far as like exiting the military. So you said you were medically retired. What is that? I hear that a lot in my line of work, but like I never sit down and ask, which is bad of me. Like how is that?
So I got medically forced out.
Yeah.
I came down with my primary condition. I came down with a nerve disorder that they can't quite figure out. And so essentially I have no fine sensory in any of my fingers or toes.
Oh shit, dude.
And we were in Afghanistan, we're in the mountains, and thin air, cold temperatures. My hands stopped working and start turning blue, and they can't get circulation back to them. Because when your nervous system breaks down, it stops telling your vessels and capillaries to circulate blood, and there you go.
Yeah, because it's like it's gone.
So yeah, it's like your body doesn't know it's there.
Cut the finger to save the arm, basically, or cut the finger to save the hand, basically. Yeah. Your body's way telling you, like, fuck it, we're leaving it. No, I need my hands. That sucks though, dude. That's
yeah. I mean, it's I've learned to deal with it pretty well. There's like, because I still have them, so
yeah.
Thankfully, I was supposed to start losing them in about 5 years after separation. That was the prognosis. But everything got a whole lot.
So it's an ongoing thing. Like it doesn't come and go.
Continue to get worse. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it just continues to get worse. So eventually. But stress was like my number one aggravator. apart from cold temperatures. But I mean, that's a environmental thing. Yeah, stress was like when I got out, uh, I just immediately felt improvement, just immediately. It wasn't the schedule, it wasn't the, you know, none of that. It was the stress for sure. It was the stress because I got really lucky too. So when I got out, I think it was like May of 2014. Um, when I got home from Afghanistan, I met my daughter's mother, and we got together. We got married right before I got out, and she was looking to go to school and finish her master's program. And I was like, "Oh, well, perfect. I can stay at home with your two kids and collect my pension and maybe do some school part time, and you can go do your master's degree, and it all works out."
Yeah.
So I got to do the stay at home thing, and I like to cook. So I got even better at that, and I mean, it was working out great. Yeah.
How old were the kids you were staying home with, or are you still doing that too right now?
No, so her and I have divorced.
Oh,
And then yeah, our daughter is 7. She's 7, and then I have 2 boys, one of which just graduated high school in Indiana, and then my
Fuck.
oldest, he's been off at college. So he's home with his mom in Indiana. 2 different mothers, but yeah, he's home with his mom in Indiana for the summer, and then he'll be back in school pretty soon. So
cool, man.
yeah, I started young. I'm 39, and I'll be 40 in December.
Dang, dude. That's
I'm
awesome.
30. I
Yeah.
just turned 37 yesterday, actually, and we got a
Oh
2 year
shit!
old.
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
dude.
thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a piece of shit. I completely forgot. Yesterday he was like this he's like because he was like having internet stuff and he was like, fuck. And he said something about his birthday. I was like, oh
Oh shit, my
fuck.
birthday.
Oh, by the way, happy birthday.
Yeah, but it's just a day. My
Yeah.
37th
It's just
birthday. It's not like I'm not. I don't know. I'm not like one of those people. Like some people are just like it's my birthday week, and then they get like their
oh
whole week,
yeah.
and everybody's like catering to them. It's like I don't know, dude. Like fuck
Hey, I
you.
try I tried that.
One
I
like
tried
that.
that. I tried that one year, probably like 2, 3 years ago, and it was like January. It's my fucking
Shut it
birthday
down.
month, and I
Yeah.
celebrated every fucking day. And
Oh,
I'm
month.
I'm never doing that again because holy fuck, I was broke.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that'd be
that
dude. Yeah, I'm
I think
getting too old for that shit.
I jokingly said something like last year to my wife. I think it was last year or the year before, but it was just like it's my birthday weekend. She's like,
Yeah,
no, it's not, and I'm just like, yeah, you're right. I don't know. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like
yeah.
that.
Ah, oh shit.
But she's also not the type either. She's I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we care more about um, our kid's birthday, and I think that's just what our family values are going forward. It's just like we care more about our kids than we do ourselves,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
which isn't a bad thing. But I mean, I smoked a tri-tip. I had my sister-in-law over with her daughter, and yeah, hung out with the kiddos and smoked some meat. It's kind of what I'm into, so wasn't a bad day. Throw in some disc golf if I felt like it, I could have, but our nanny quit last minute, so
Oh
I'm back to stay at home myself for like the fourth time, I think, third time, I guess. If you want to call it a next time, I mean, we just had the nanny for 2 weeks, and she's like, I got school starting August 21st. And then we're like, yeah, you could still, help us hang out until we find somebody. She's like, oh, yeah, my brother's nanny quit. So, I got to go help the family. And I'm like, which, it's like, I get that.
That
But like,
sucks, dude.
that don't make it, two wrongs don't make it right. Uh-oh. I gotta,
yeah,
I gotta
that sucks.
Damn.
It's very possible my son makes his first podcast appearance tonight.
That's what's up. So David, you got 2014 and you're in Seattle, right? When you got out?
We were down at Fort Lewis. We were in Tacoma,
Okay.
and then we we kind of slowly migrated north, because her sister lived nearby, and just pricing and it just shit is so fucking expensive out here for absolutely no reason.
I've heard that.
Yeah. So we ended up in like the Bothell area, and then once we divorced, I just kind of continued moving out. I bought my house a couple years ago out off of Highway 2, like 40 minutes from a ski resort, and it's out there. It's a little bit of a drive for work, but I like the people out here better. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
That's good.
That's always nice.
Yeah, it's good. How was the how was that transition period for you when you got out? Like, going from going from active duty to now you're staying at home watching kids. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like that's a
Right.
big change.
Like at face value, a lot of it was really natural to me because I joined in 05, so I was 22, and I had already done some life. I already had my boys, working factory jobs, and my dad fortunately gave me a really solid work ethic, and so I had that going for me.
Mhm.
And then even when I did my stint active guard, I took a construction job, and I was I was actually rebuilding houses on Fort Sill, some of the old turn of the century houses, because I have construction experience. So we were remodeling and retrofitting and kind of renovating some stuff. And then getting out in 2014, I think having the ability to stay at home right away
Mhm.
made it a lot easier. Like I'm a fidgety person. I like to keep moving. I don't like to sit still for too long. And there was stuff around the house I could do. There was, I had car projects that I could work on,
Oh, sweet.
and the kids kept me busy. So I think that really helped. But I was still in that stage where I was tucking everything away, and I still wasn't processing everything that I had been through in the service.
Mm.
So that's why I say at face value, I did all right.
Yeah.
But I just kept tucking it away and tucking it away and tucking it away. And then eventually that was a big part of what came in between her and I is, my lack of vulnerability. And, I was just, I was prone to fits of rage because I'm bottling all this shit up
Oh, fuck yeah.
and not going and getting help, and not talking to her and not communicating and sharing, because she wanted me to open up. So she finished her master's. She's a therapist.
Oh
So
shit, dude.
of all partners to not talk to,
Right.
um, and
But I mean, I
that
bet that
that
could have been intimidating as well, though. I bet, just having
oh
that
yeah,
thought process, like maybe
oh
you're just trying to use
yeah,
me
for
for
sure.
study, or I mean, that might not have been the case. I'm not saying that, but like it could have also, that would have been a thought process of mine to easily be like, I can avoid it because,
Yeah,
I
like
would be
I don't
able
want
to
to be a
use that
fucking
excuse
client.
at
I
that
want to be a
time.
partner. Yeah.
Right.
Yes. No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I wasn't doing the work to be a partner.
Right.
And so yeah, so that became the end of that. Um, and then, luckily, about 3 years ago, um, I got hooked up with my therapist, and he's a Army infantry vet and solid fucking dude. And I can see him telehealth, and it's just he has been nothing short of amazing.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
That shit makes me want to get a degree. Get
Well,
the fucking get voc rehab going, dude, and just get a mental health, some sort of mental health degree where I can just try to be helpful in that way, in this way as much as possible too.
Well, you
was
got
there
the
like,
fucking podcast.
Yeah,
hell
and then
yeah.
we're doing what we can. We're chipping away at it for sure, you know. But I
Yeah.
think in this that would just be like another tool in my bag for this situation too. To would be like, oh, this guy's got certificates. He's got a certificate degree. He's legit, you know, from some online
Yeah.
college, Arizona State Online or whatever.
Li- Liberal arts degree.
Yes, I can go
I'm
be a
gonna go work for
lieutenant.
fucking Boeing now.
Yep, yep. I got 2 degrees and what?
There,
Don't worry about it.
you I mean, you said some things that I think were really important. Like you just acknowledging the fact that you weren't, vulnerable and that you weren't ready. You're tucking things away. What was it? Was there like a specific moment where you're like, I need to go get fucking help, or I need to talk to somebody?
So I got some crazy shit. Yeah, so her and I divorced, and I got together with this like absolute fucking lunatic. Like I like absolute just insanity. And yeah, she was like, "Oh, you need to get help. You need to get help. You need to get help. You're the problem." And me, like, because this is a couple years down, like I'm processing everything pretty well, and I'm being open with my friends. Like I'm building healthy friendships and relationships, and I got like I got a group chat going with my old section that I last
Mhm.
served with. Like, and some of these guys, we're calling each other all the time, and we're texting each other all the time, and like we're talking. We're being open, we're being vulnerable, and so I was processing, a lot of that shit. And then, this crazy chick, she was like, "Oh, well, you're the problem. You need to get therapy." And I was like, "Well, fuck it, I'll go get therapy." And so she set up the first appointment where I talked to Robert, my therapist, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, like this dude's cool as shit." And like he knows like firsthand, like all the same shit that I've been through. And it's another, like you're not the only one type of thing.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I just started talking to him, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna do this like every week. So I started seeing him every week, and then slowly in the last like year, he's kind of like, "Dave, do we really need to see each other this often?" I was like, "Well, I mean, I like checking in with you. Like it's cool." And
Yeah.
it's it's like it's something that I look forward to. Because like he, as much as we just shoot the shit and like he's checking up on me, he still asks me the hard shit. He still asks me the hard questions. Um, and he still calls me out, and he's like, "Why the fuck did you do that?" I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but why the fuck did you do that? I'm like, "Shit, man, you're right. That was dumb."
Yeah, it's nice to have someone like that, like that you could tell, like your things you're not super proud of, and then it seems like
Yeah.
he's, especially him being an infantry, he's probably like, yeah, bro, like I've seen it all, I probably heard it all, I'm not here to judge you, I'm here to help you, and like him, seemingly was able or he was seemingly able to convey that feeling to you instantly, which is dope.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fucking awesome. So
Yeah.
it's like you got with this lunatic, but some good came out of it because you found a
I know.
fucking
It's the
crazy
funny,
ass
yeah,
therapist.
that's the irony in it too. Yeah, that's the irony in it too. Well, and he
There's
even,
always some
like,
beauty in the crazy too. There's beauty to be found everywhere. Part of the
oh, for
path.
sure. Yeah.
It's just fun. That's awesome.
That's crazy as shit. I don't know if, man, I wish I had that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's hard to find. A a therapist that's prior service. I know because in my line of work, like I work with a lot of doctors, a lot of medical professionals, and
Mhm.
hands down, like the ones that the veterans love most to talk to are the prior service docs. You know,
Yeah.
there's a PA that like constantly travels around North Carolina and like South Carolina, or no, North Carolina, Virginia, and he's like, he's prior service, freaking airborne, whatever. But yeah, people love talking to him. Every time people come up to me and they're like, hey, I'm seeing PA, I don't want to say his name, but I'm seeing him. I'm seeing Mike today. Like, is he square? Like, is he cool? Like, oh yeah, he's one of us, man. You're good. He's one
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
He'll square you the fuck
Yeah.
away,
He's
and
good.
yeah, he'll
Yeah.
talk to you. And then if there's some shit that there's not that should be on, like should be claimed, he'll fucking add it on there for you. And I think that's
Yeah.
unique with all of us in our community. That like as once we find each other, we're really good at helping each other.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
it's
for
all
sure.
it's all about finding each other first.
And then yeah, identifying that tribe, identifying people that you're just like, oh, bro, like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I got you. Just go to him because yeah, he's one of, like you said, he's one of us. So
Yeah.
you're automatically like, okay, dope, because I don't need to worry about it. They got my back. Now I'm comfortable. Now I can tell them, the hard shit that you're there to tell them,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
in your situation. So I mean, that's, again, I said dope a lot, so I won't say it again, but that's
Nah, you'll
awesome.
say it again.
That's pretty daring and dashing. Pretty,
Hearing it that.
I don't know. Dope. All right.
Yeah, so I mean that's yeah, I'm happy for you, man. That's cool as shit. And then so fast forward to now, how if you don't mind me asking, like how often do you see him now?
So now I'm just down to we just back down to monthly.
Oh
Um
shit.
so like every 4 weeks or so, yeah. Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, well, because I was seeing him every week for pretty much the first 2 years. Um and I think I managed to miss like one or two appointments in that first like 2 years,
Damn.
which is, really proud of myself for, holding myself accountable like that and
Yeah.
making sure, and that's the other situation, like with my job, my boss is like really cool with it. And he's like, okay, it's on the schedule. That's what you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
and I just go out in the parking lot, sit in my car, get the phone charged up and go for it. Have an hour and you know, a little fucking screaming and yelling sometimes and let shit go and get some healing.
Hell yeah, dude.
It is kind of nice to be able to
Yeah.
do that stuff over teleconference too. Like you said, sit in the truck and just kind of like, I got my own little space,
Yeah.
your own little comfort zone.
Yeah.
You can kind of lean into it a little harder. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, like
damn it!
we're,
I said it again.
there's a lot of providers relatively close to us, but then it's like, I'm gonna go to one appointment, I'm gonna drive all the way there. I'm gonna, take a couple hours off of work. Like, cause my daughter, I have her 50/50. And so it's like, I'm already working enough flexible work schedule so that I can spend time with her and be present for her. And, it's real. That telehealth is really, really convenient.
Yeah. The I mean, you're talking about you mentioned being accountable, self accountability and stuff. Like, we had that conversation last Thursday about self accountability and all the branches that it connects to, relationships being one of them.
Yeah.
Does like with the progress that you've done ever since meeting Doc, like has your relationship changed at all with your ex-wife or your
Oh, hands down. Yeah, definitely. So, when we first divorced, everything was an argument. Everything was an argument. Like you have a parenting plan, and you've already argued about it to get it and get to that point, and then you went to court, and then it became ordered and it's law, and you're still bickering about the meeting location for the exchange. You're still bickering about the time. You're still like, there's always, we just couldn't see eye to eye.
Mm.
uh and part of that was who I was with at the time. And so I did. I did. Well, I signed a release so that she could actually talk to my therapist and see that I was doing my work.
Yeah.
That I like so that she could talk to him and she understood. I'm on the up and up, and I'm working on myself, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to be a better father, and I'm
Hell
trying to be
yeah.
a better person, and I want to co-parent effectively. And so, like, this last year has been just fucking great.
That's awesome.
Like, something comes up, like, so I got the chance to take my daughter to Indiana to see her brother graduate high school, and she had not met her brothers yet in
Mm.
person, anyways. Um, and so all I had to do was text her ahead of time and be like, "Hey, in a couple months, I've got the date. I'm gonna buy a flight for myself. I want to go see Gavin graduate high school, and I know that he wants me to be there. Could I possibly take Whitaker with?" And she was like, "Yeah, hands down, go for it. What are the days? Go ahead, buy a ticket."
Oh, sweet,
Like,
dude.
no arguing, no nothing. And obviously, that a lot. She has her own share
Yeah.
in that progress, but it's definitely my work with my therapist. Um, learning how to communicate more clearly,
Mm.
and learning that, like, you have to communicate the shitty stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Like, you have to have conflict to have a healthy relationship.
Oh fuck
You,
yeah.
you can't just run around avoiding the conflicts and be like, "Oh, well, if I just give her this extra day and I don't let her know that it spoils the birthday party of our daughter's little friend. If I just give her that, it'll be better because I don't want to argue about
Mm.
it." Like, you got to have those hard conversations, and you got to, um, when you have an opposing viewpoint, you need to at least be open enough to say, I don't feel that way,
Yeah.
or I don't like that.
Yeah, not a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, not even, I mean, in relationships, period. It doesn't have to be, I don't think it doesn't have to be in a marriage. Co-parenting is a great example of another another type of relationship, but like, yeah, you have to have conflict to have
Yeah.
a good
With
relationship with
all your friendships too,
Yeah,
you gotta be able to,
exactly.
you gotta be able to call out your buddies and be like, "Look, motherfucker, like, that was
Yeah,
entirely too much last night. Like,
yeah,
we're not doing that again."
yeah.
Mhm.
And those friends that like come back at you and kind of harp on you for those statements you made, those aren't real friends, you know.
Right.
In my
Yeah.
opinion, yeah, in my opinion,
Yeah.
if you try to have those tough conversations and they shy away from it or just shun you for it, those aren't real friends.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe the shunning for sure. That the shying away, maybe it's just somebody who's not particularly ready to have
Yeah.
those conversations. Another thing I've learned along the way of you gotta like pick your audience too when you're ready to talk about some deep shit. Like you can't just talk to anybody about like you can't just like
Yeah.
pick up to Billy, your friend Billy that you met like 3 weeks ago, and you're like, dude, you know what, Billy, I've been through some shit, and then you just lay it on Billy, right? And the whole time Billy's just
Yeah.
sitting there like,
What the fuck?
is this
Yeah.
dude gonna kill me if I just get up and leave,
Yeah.
or like is he nut? Now he's nuts. Okay, he is crazy, but he's fine with it. Oh my god, do I get him a beer? Oh, he said he doesn't drink, and then like, and then it just goes into I think something that Casey actually said like way back when. It's like we're not always looking for someone to give us a solution per se. Sometimes we just want
Right.
someone to listen to it.
Yeah.
But again, you have to pick your audience in that situation because
Yeah.
not everybody's built to listen to some of the shit that we've been through. Um,
Right. For
Unfortunately, like
sure.
your civilian friends probably aren't unless they've like had very close encounters with death themselves, or like
Yeah.
firefighters, or police officers, that kind of thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
you can completely ruin Billy's life by exposing him to some shit that he didn't even wasn't really fully sure to accept and willing to talk. So I mean, yeah, some people might shy away from it just because simply they don't know how to feel with their own shit yet.
Yeah.
So like you make them uncomfortable because you're either working on yourself or just because of maybe what you said might actually have rang a bell, and they're like, why are you offending me with your feelings? Like, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Speaking of those friendships, Dave, you still talk to your section now, like on the group text and stuff?
Yeah, most of them. Yeah. There's it's it's never perfect, but yeah, there's still a bunch of them I talk to.
Nice.
And like my old section chief, still talk to him. And then there's a couple of guys I used to have a house with when we were stationed out here. Still in a group chat with them, and and it's a couple of us are close enough, where having a shitty day, you reach out and you call them.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to have that still, and to know some of these guys I've been apart from for a long fucking time, but they still got my back, and
Fuck yeah.
I still have theirs. They might be in fucking Florida or fucking Boston, but still just a phone call. That's
or
technology.
North Dakota and South Carolina. We got some of them in, because I mean we got one of those group chats as well, and I mean that's kind of actually where this whole thing came to fruition. And then it's just
right
kind
on.
of, and it's only the two of us that even had any interest in doing it, and then it's even like the only
Mm-hmm.
the two of us that even have any interest in listening to it anymore. But I was like, we'll go in that group chat and be like, hey bro, did you catch the episode last night? This shit was dope. Like, especially like if you got kids, and we don't really like episode drop ourselves here, but like if you have children, go back and listen to fucking
Michael Rock's episode.
Michael Rock's episode. You need to listen to that shit. Murdoch hit me up on the side. He's like, bro, I had no idea. He's like, all my kids have tablets. He's like, I'm on that shit now. He's
Oh
like,
fuck! He texted me the other day,
yeah.
and I read it, and I just I didn't fucking respond. I'm so bad about that shit.
I'm
I've
horrible.
actually had a lot more people like texting me and reaching out and like just being like, hey dude, I'm really proud of what you guys are doing, stuff like that. So I mean, that one specifically, I would say, yeah.
Murdoch, if you're
very
watching, I'm
proud
sorry I
of
didn't
that
respond to you.
information to be let out to our listeners, because that's some good shit. Real quick though, this episode is sponsored by Tejas Fabrication in Elkmont, Alabama. Our boys Will Putnam and Steve Purcell out there still knocking it out. If you want to follow their Facebook, go check them out at Tejas Fabrication. They're, like I said, they're always rolling some cool shit out of the shop. Custom sheet metal work, restorations, custom suspension, engine swaps. They're pretty much doing everything. Hit them up, 256-701-4873. And sponsor. Yeah.
Sponsor.
Is it bad that every time you do this sponsor call, I mute myself and I ask my son to get me another beer?
Like, who is doing sponsor? Beer call.
Beer run.
And then he's like, yes, he's been waiting for it.
like fucking
43 minutes. He's been like, when's it sponsor time? I'm gonna get it fast as fuck, boy.
No,
Thanks,
it's
dude.
all good. I did that the other day with my daughter too. We were over hanging out. We're down the street at the neighbor's house, and I'm like, hey baby, while you're going to get another auto pop, you mind grabbing that a beer? And she's like, which one do you want?
I'm like,
I'm like, grab this one. She's like, I can open it for you too. And I'm like, no, baby, that's fine.
Not
I'll
yet.
open it.
Yeah,
Not yet.
you're so helpful, but thank you.
I know. She just loves helping dad.
That's awesome, man.
She's always wanting to do chores and shit. She's like, why don't you ever let me sweep and mop? I'm like, well, because I want to get
Wait,
it done.
what?
Yeah. Like,
Suck
this
at
is
it.
all sticky still. Like,
Fucking terrible.
no, she's getting there. She at least tries. She tries. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. My kids will get there one day when they're like 20 something. They don't.
Yeah.
They
No,
just
she's a
they
little
just see
They'll be
mom
helper.
like
cleaning.
She's a
me, and they'll
little.
only get into it because like they never got into it, and then now they got their own place and they have to, and it's. I have to tell you, dude, it's not easy for me to keep up
Oh
because I'm
no,
just
I've been
like I'm
working with
very
her.
just like set this down and it's gone, and I'm like, I come in here in my office and I'm like, here's a cup, here's a cup, like here's a fucking can from a week ago. I got shit everywhere, dude. But yeah, that's just me. That's my ADHD. It's just like, set me down. Let's go do something else. And I'm like, all right, bet.
Yep, yep. And then
Let's go
like,
on a doom
shit, I
scroll
can't find
while
my
we can.
gloves. I
Oh
can't find my
yeah.
glasses. Where did I put
Like,
my hat?
yeah, where's my phone at? I've been looking for my phone for 30 minutes. It's in
Yeah,
my goddamn hand. Ugh.
yeah. I did that today. I grabbed my I grabbed my minion's gloves, and I'm holding my gloves in one hand, and I forgot that they were in my hand, and he has an identical pair of gloves, and I grab them off the welding table, and I'm walking away, and I'm like, "Fuck am I doing now? I got his gloves and my gloves, and I didn't even need my gloves."
Oh shit.
Like,
Oh,
sorry.
I had a
My bad. You got a thing?
Had a freeze.
Oh, no, he's lagging. All right, he's back.
am I
You had
back?
a.
Yeah. I had a question I wanted to
Yep.
ask. And I
Yeah.
didn't think about it till you brought up the active National Guard thing.
Yeah.
What's y'all's opinion on this?
I like it.
I think it
Um,
has a lot of advantages. He's lagging again.
did I freeze again?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Am I back now?
Yep.
That, or you can hold
Yeah.
yourself really still. One of
Yeah.
the
Do y'all think it's easier for National Guard or reservists to transition out of the military than it is active duty soldiers?
That's a good question. I did hear it that time.
I think it would
I
be a
have no
lot
idea.
easier. I think it
Just
would be much
depends.
easier, because you're living like a dual role.
Hmm.
Even if you're in an active position where you're full time, like you're kind of just working an office job, really. And
Okay.
then you're going home and you're not living on post, so you're paying your own bills. You're having to clean your own house. You're having to, oh shit, my lease is up. I gotta find another place to rent because they won't let me renew it because I'm a shitbag or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, that was, I think for a lot of guys, that's probably one of the hardest things. Like, because I'm from the generation that, I watched Desert Storm happen
Hmm.
as a kid, you know, like I was fucking glued to the TV, and I'm like, Dad, I'm gonna join the fucking army. I'm gonna be in the military. And he didn't serve. Both of my grandfathers had served, and they didn't really talk much about it yet, until I joined. But I was determined. I'm going in. And then watching all these kids come in at like 16, 17, 18, doing their split op stuff and
Yeah.
whatever they call it. These
Like
guys,
Future Soldier program or some shit
yeah,
now, I think. I
fucking
don't know.
Christ. But they can't vote yet. They can't buy smokes yet. They have never paid their own bill. They're driving mommy and daddy's car. That they don't know how to wipe their own ass, let alone soldier
Yeah.
or be a service member. And then they get put in the barracks, and they got free room and board. They got free utilities. They're spending their money on cell phones, cars, and strippers,
Yeah.
Dodge
and that's it.
Chargers and Camaros. Dodge
Yeah,
Chargers,
and
Chevy
and
Camaros, baby, all day.
yeah, yeah, with
26%
and it
interest rate.
and then you get them out, and they're losing their shit because they don't know, like, the first thing about even finding a place to rent or buying a house or nothing. And
Oh yeah.
the military doesn't give a shit. They give you a 1 day transition class, and they teach you how to write a resume, and it's all fucking outdated anyways. And
Mhm.
it's like, what like what the hell is this? Like, this is not a transition program. This is a like here's the last little bit of it, and you still owe, CIF $4,000 for shit that you didn't damage or lose.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
dude.
That's the
that's
fun
it.
shit,
Like,
dude.
don't let the door hit you.
Pretty
And
much.
it's just fucking shitty. And it's like what we tried to do for like sergeant's time training is we did sergeant's time training every Thursday. And it's just basically, it's up to your I don't know what you guys did, but for us, it was like it was up to our section chief. We'd split off as a section, and we have to go do some sort of training for the whole day.
Yeah.
And like I had a great chief, he was a fucking kick-ass dude. He's actually going warrant.
Fuck yeah.
Shout out to future warrant officer Christopher Harvey. You're a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Fuck them for sticking you in B-Doc. Gave him the stick and went warrant. But he was really good about like he'd take us in the fucking office, I'll on the whiteboard, and he's like, "Okay, here's my fucking checkbook. How do I balance this shit?"
Oh shit.
Like I'm gonna teach you motherfuckers how to balance a checkbook. I'm gonna teach you how to make a budget. I'm gonna teach you like, oh yeah, you got these fucking utilities, and you got a problem with something. This is who you got to call.
Yeah, that's fucking
Like,
huge.
because these kids don't know any of that.
No.
Or we did because we had just come back from Afghanistan. We already know everything we need to know about fielding our weapon. We already know, all the combat lifesaver stuff and everything else to soldier. Like, we got it. Great. Okay. There's a patch on the shoulder. We got it. But yeah, he was fucking awesome about like actually showing us, real shit, because we had kids
Yeah.
that were with us that had no idea. Like my flight to Iraq, this dude turned 18 on our way to Iraq,
Oh, fuck,
like
dude.
on the fucking plane.
It's funny.
If
but
our
it's a
flight would
it's a
have left,
perfect time for this
if our
comment
flight would have
because
left like 6 hours earlier,
he would've had a
we would have
star
landed at a point.
That's what's funny. He said, nobody, the army. Here's your star card. Like, yeah, that's pretty much, that's what they would have hit him with.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wait. Don't leave without your military credit card that we can
Yeah.
just go in
It's
your account
only
and take whatever.
26% interest.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal.
Yeah, that's fucking badass that he did that. I wish.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
some
think
kick-ass leadership.
sometimes I think about like ridiculous ways because I joined as a single soldier. My first deployment I was single, so I came back with all that deployment money because I didn't have anything to spend it on when I was deployed the first time. So I came back, rich as shit for a fucking 19-year-old,
Hood rich, baby.
hood rich. And it,
For like 2 months.
yeah, and I blew
Doesn't
it on.
last long.
I blew it on booze that I wasn't legally able to buy and clothes that I lost within 2 months. And
That was the big thing, dude. Clothes. I don't know why. I was just like, gotta get some dope ass clothes.
I need
like,
civilian clothes. It's so stupid.
Mm.
I've thought about
what they gave you.
Yeah, I thought about before, like once, like I wonder if more soldiers would be successful if they forced single soldiers to pay rent at the barracks. Like gave them BAA, like give them
partial, but force them to make their payment. Yeah,
exactly.
Force them to like pay their utilities.
Dude.
Yeah, go in there and lock out that fucking that sink if that little asshole doesn't pay his share.
Yeah, or even like because I had soldiers at when I was stationed at Fort Riley that came up to me like they had great. I mean, they had a great point. It's like I would much rather get like half BAH or just partial and just live off post because this shit is stupid.
Yeah.
Like what am I learning? What am I learning just living rent free in this piece of shit? Like that's a good point.
Yeah.
What I always hated for people that lived in the barracks is just how easy it was for someone to just completely fuck up your Thursday night.
Oh yeah, and there's no separation either. I
Yeah,
understand. I
because
totally
you're
understand.
there.
Oh my
Because you're there.
Yeah.
I totally
Just because
understand.
you're
Like,
there, and NCO
yeah,
on CQ is like, you know what, dude, fuck the third floor right now. I'm about to go check the.
Yeah.
I'm about to go check the fucking laundry room, dude. If this laundry room's dirty, I'm knocking on every door and I'm waking everybody.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I
Yeah.
fucking can. And it's just like,
Yeah. Barracks party because he's bored and pissed off.
yeah,
everybody outside. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
dude.
yeah,
If I catch you outside, I'm
Those are
gonna fuck
those.
you up, dude.
Those are always the assholes where their fucking wife didn't want them at home anyways. He's just grumpy and sitting up there on the third floor, like, oh, I'm gonna fuck with you guys.
Right. Just because I mean,
Josh, what's up,
we
man?
luckily didn't have a lot. We didn't have a lot of those guys. I can think of one maybe
I
particular
can't.
that didn't do
Oh,
it
there
that
we go.
bad, but definitely was like that on CQ. We
Oh,
just
yeah.
didn't want
There's the
to be
comments.
around if that one was on CQ. Alder was on CQ quite a bit though. He was dope to have around.
yeah. Because
He
there
actually
was.
drove shuttles to my Thanksgiving party one time when he was on CQ, bringing people back and forth from the barracks to my house.
That's
Oh shit! I can't respond. I served with Josh.
Josh
Medeiros.
Medeiros.
Yep.
Oh my bad.
Fucking. He got away with some shit. Well, I did too, but.
To tell,
No, because
there was oh man, yeah. I got away with some serious stuff. I set a record at Fort Sill for drunk on duty, actually, after qualifying expert.
I shot top tank. I don't want to say that out loud.
Yeah.
We're recording. Shot top tank.
Nobody's ratting out Medeiros. He's solid. He knows. He'll tell you. He'd come on and tell you everything. He don't give a shit. He's got no filter anymore.
We'll get him on.
I had that.
He's
Well, 'cause
doing good though. He's
That's
doing good though. Like he's been minding his P's and Q's.
is he still
Yeah,
in?
me and him, we still. No, he's out. He's been out.
Oh,
He got the old boot.
gotcha.
I know a guy.
Happens
good,
to the
though.
best of them, dude.
Happens to the best of us, brother.
No, he owns his shit though. He owns his shit. That's for sure.
That's good, dude.
I believe myself to be the same way, but that happens. I smoked weed and then I failed one drug test and got kicked out. That was like the only
shit.
thing I did wrong. So it's like
Really?
I got get it, and then I went to my my reading for my Article 15, and the sergeant major was just not like, it was a zero tolerance thing, and it was after our second deployment. Everybody's all like, and he was just like, what do you got to say for yourselves? Nothing. Like I fucked up. I'm here.
Mm.
I'm willing to serve my extra duty, do my thing. Take my money, take my rank, send me back to work. Ready to move forward. He's like, oh yeah, you're not going back. He's like, you're definitely doing extra duty, but so you're gonna get out of the army. And he was like trying to take my benefits and everything, but he tried to make it personal because I wore tanker boots into his scout sergeant major's office, so he didn't like that.
Ooh.
I was just like, that's all I got left. I don't got any boots. I got empty boots.
Yeah.
That was a shit call,
Yeah.
dude. I remember that. I remember just how terrified I was in that moment, because I was actually laying on my couch, and it was like 2 or 3 weeks after a piss test. So I'm like in that thing where like I think I'm good, because I did smoke on mid tour or on leave after, That's what I told him. Like, I smoked at a bar. Someone was outside smoking cigarettes. I was like, here's a joint. I'm like, fuck yeah. Didn't think shit of it.
I'm on leave.
Yeah, I was like, I'm fucking free, motherfucker. And
Do what I want.
apparently I wasn't. So that's
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what I told them. They're like, where'd you buy it? And they're like, internal affairs trying to get me to snitch on everybody. I'm like, dude, I don't know. He's like, there's a lot of weed going around. I'm like, I bet there is, but I don't fuck with none of these people because my whole unit's gone. Like, I'm the last of like 6 remaining people, but and then
Damn.
like I said, I mean, it is what it is. That's where I'm at, and that's what led me to where I'm at. So
Damn.
it's part of my
That
journey.
fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does. But I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't.
That's
I definitely
true.
Wouldn't be, but I would have went to
That
Korea
is very
with
true.
Rooster. We would have been going back to basic training together after that deployment. Back to be a scout and then yeah, I would have been to Korea. That would have been dope. But
Josh said, "Fuck CID."
bro, they were up my shit like nobody's business. Like, dude, I've never been interrogated harder for anything more in my life. And I was like, dude, they're like, what bar were you at? And I was just like, fucking Bill's Pub in Blackjack, Missouri. Bill's Pub. They're like, oh, okay. Who works there? Is there anybody in the unit that has weed? I'm like, no.
Oh my God.
Fucking weed. How'd you get it? Did you get it from the unit and take it to there? And I was like, we're in Texas. That's in Missouri. I'm like, no. I did not break fucking state lines with drugs, sir.
It's stupid.
Idiots.
Stupidest shit ever.
Dude.
A lot going around. Like, yeah, there is, dude. This place sucks. You ever been in Florida? Place
Ain't nothing
sucks.
else to do.
Yeah.
Dude, that was Fort Sill. Like there's nothing. There's nothing in any direction for a long time.
Oh,
Even if you go really fast, there's
go
nothing
to
out there,
Austin?
man. It's just. Yeah, I rode down to Austin a couple times.
Fuck
That turned out to be trouble too, but you know,
I got in a lot of
that's
trouble
that's
in
a whole
Austin
nother.
that I didn't get in trouble for, but yeah.
But a
I
lot,
did more
yeah.
shit. Yeah, never mind. I did more shit that I didn't get in trouble for. That, like, you know, I don't know.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
I can't
Karma.
I literally can't count how many times I went to 6th Street and came back because I don't remember how we came back.
No idea how we got home a couple times. And one time we actually got pulled over, I think, and then Rooster or somebody talked us out of it. I think half of the
jeez.
car was passed out in the back seat.
Yeah.
One time we got his car
there's a-
stuck in a river. That Magnum, dude, we were
Oh
like,
shit.
we almost lost it in a river. We were like on this epic 4th of July trip where we filled a pinata with like every firework that we bought at this fireworks stand and shot it off. I remember I used to have that little video on my computer, but
Oh
my
jeez.
computer's since been trashed. But dude, it was we just tied this pinata full of firecrackers and artillery shells up, and like dude was in the back seat. Doc Whitaker was actually in the back seat rigging this thing up for like an hour, dude. He's like, I'm done. So we're fucking shooting Roman candles at this fucking thing, and finally caught. And then yeah, dude, the video is just like old blurry digital cameras, just like us running away, like, oh shit. Yes.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, it was random. I remember that we went to Rios's hometown, dude. We got fucked up.
Was it Johnsonville or something?
Johnsonville, Texas, dude. There was like a Z bass.
Where
at
the
the
fuck
bar
is
and
that?
Everything. Exactly, dude.
It's dude. Yeah.
It was the
Like,
coolest town.
population
If you ever catch yourself
500?
there, tell them you know Mike Rios. and
They'll be
the
like, "Oh, that's
boys.
my
Yeah.
cousin."
Like, tell them the
I'm
boys
just gonna
who had
roll
the
in,
company
like,
are
oh,
back
yeah.
in town. And tell Seabass
That's my
to get his
boy.
bitch ass back out here because he stole my fireworks and he was shooting them off in the bar, and he's the reason that the cops came. But I had to talk to the cops that night, dude. Like, I'm all fucked up. Like, hey, don't worry, my soldiers are here. We have the fireworks, but we didn't shoot them. It was Z-Bass over here.
Yeah.
No, it was such a
Oh
good time.
man,
Good
so
times, dude, the
so
Army.
many fucking so many good times. Cause that's like we were young and we didn't give a shit. And, like we're just like we're fucking invincible. Like we're trained to fucking shoot big fucking equipment and like blow
Yeah.
shit up for a living. And then you're paying us decent wages to live in bumfuck Egypt. And the only thing to do is like get fucked up with our buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
be
we got
professionals at
ourselves
it,
into a
too.
lot of shit.
Yeah, dude, I would 100%, dude. If I was like, hey, as long as you don't drink, like drinking is a bigger problem than I think having a little toke at the end of the night after a deployment.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
For sure.
hey, I was just at a bar. Whatever.
Damn, dude.
I got a baby now. Wouldn't be here. That was part of my letter too. You know, like don't change a thing because shit, you know, shit does never go as planned. And if it did, you know, you'd be in a completely different situation than you are. And that's like sometimes the beauty and the pain, kind of like you were talking about, like we talked about earlier with like you finding your therapist through a girl who otherwise is. Like, I don't have any other memories from this girl except for like she might be nuts, but she did talk me into be in, put me in that place to, link up with a fucking therapist, and that's dope too.
Yeah,
There's always,
yeah.
growth from those uncomfortable places, dude, and
When
that's
like
kind of what we're about here.
all the bad decisions that you made in life, we're like, you made the wrong call, um, but it pushed you to grow. It pushed you to learn from it, like because if you didn't learn from not balancing your fucking checkbook and had to go without water for a couple days or without power for a couple days, well then it wouldn't be so fucking important for you in the
Mm-mm.
future. But now you're like, oh shit, my priorities are fucked and I really need to focus on this and I need to add this to something that I am proactive about. And as long as you can reflect on the things, that you've done right and wrong, reflection is the big, not a reaction. Because you like who you are as a person is a product of your reflection. Um,
Ooh, I like that.
and and it takes that self-awareness and it takes that like that introspection, and you gotta admit to the shit that you did wrong and you gotta own up to it, otherwise you're never gonna fucking learn from it.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Clipped. I'm reeling the fuck out of that.
Clipped.
I like that. I like that. Hell yeah, dude.
I mean,
Well,
that's how it is though. And
yeah.
that's what therapy, like, so my therapist, because there's different approaches,
Yeah.
to therapy, and he takes the systemic approach, and that means, the answer is inside of you,
I like that too.
like, so maybe he's totally against smoking pot, personally. But you could talk to him half your session, every fucking session about getting high, and he's like, "Okay, well, what does it do for you? Is this the thing that gives you what you need from it? Are you, he's not going to judge you based on it because it's your answer.
Yeah.
He's just there to help guide you through it."
Yeah. That's actually something that I'm personally working with now. Right now is like maybe I do need to give it up for a while. I'm like, well, I'm sitting at home. I don't really do shit except, I mean, I'm a stay-at-home parent, but I mean, at the same time, like that's also what keeps me fucking sane right now. Like
Yeah.
I sit at home, kids taking a nap. I'm like, you know, there's only so much, a 2-year-old. I mean, I love him to death, dude, and it's hard because we keep losing fucking daycares and shit, and my wife almost cried this morning. She said just taking because our niece, her sister lives right around the corner, so they're walk like every morning, and they were taking her daughter's still in the daycare because they were in there longer, so she
Hmm.
didn't lose her spot. And Griffin, like, he was confused because Blake's going to play with her friends,
Oh,
and I'm
dude,
like,
that
Yeah.
yeah. And my
sucks.
wife was like,
And that sucks, especially at that age, because it's like,
they have no
you
idea.
know, it, they don't have any idea. They're almost like they feel like they did something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's like, all right, go back to hanging out with dad, and then it's like dad's just like, because like and then admittedly I've been bummed about it just because it's been an up and down for me.
Yeah.
I enjoy staying home with him, but at this point, like because of what we just said, it's not good for him anymore. Like
Yeah.
he's to the point where he wants to be around kids. He wants to be doing shit. He
Wants to be
wants to be
social.
doing
Yeah.
other stuff than just like hanging out with his dad every day, who's like, like I'm doing all the things, but like I'm not trained for it. I've never been. I don't want to raise a mini me per se because I do some. I'm still doing some things that I see him do that I'm like, shit, he fucking learned that from me already.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so it's tough. But like, yeah, without being able to go out and puff a little dubage every once in a while, I think I'd be in a different world. But I also like, I'm a medical patient of the state of North Dakota, so
You.
I'm allowed to. I know my neighbors
You're
are
allowed
probably
to.
like,
You're allowed to smoke anything you want here in Washington.
Yeah, that's true.
Damn, really?
Crack,
It's,
anything.
it's all decriminalized. Everything.
Oh,
Possession, totally decriminalized. Yep. Done. We're not going to prosecute you. Apparently,
Yeah,
the
don't go visit.
law was expiring, and they're like, we don't need to renew that.
damn, dude.
Portland's
Yeah.
like that too. Oregon's like that too. Isn't it?
So what happens to the? I mean, I don't know. If you don't have the answer, but like, what happens to the guys that got convicted for those things?
They're still sitting there in jail.
That sucks, dude.
It's just, yeah, it's not like a pardon base. I mean, I guess
Oh,
if they don't renew the laws soon
Yeah.
enough, I'm sure that would give some kind of legal precedent to be like, hey, I'm in jail for something that's legal. What are you going to do about it?
yeah.
I mean, there's dudes. Yeah, there's probably still dudes in jail in Colorado for moving like bricks of of weed from 20 years ago.
Yeah, which is which is crazy.
We try to build
Like,
a prison. We try to build a prison. So,
you and your gateway drugs.
yeah.
You're gonna make me smoke meth because I got too high. I'm like,
Fuck that, dude.
Fuck
The
no,
reason I
no.
don't smoke
No.
meth is because I got
gateway
too
to
high.
gateway to nothing. No,
Like, man, gateway to
No,
the fridge,
gateway to nothing.
motherfucker. Gateway to my pantry.
Yeah, I've been on
Some
gummies now
Cheetos.
I've been on gummies for like 2 months now, and meth is the last thing on my fucking mind.
Yeah, you're
dude.
not like, you know
I
what,
can't-
dude? I'm chilling
I
right now.
can't
You know what I
order the
really want
gummies.
to do? Climb a
Why?
fucking wall.
They
Why
won't
can't
ship
you-
them to Washington.
What, dude?
I bet you I could get some meth in like an hour. But
Yeah, dude, you can get some meth gummies if you want.
God damn.
so, that's some of the crazy stuff. That's if it wasn't for my daughter, there is no fucking way I would still be here in Washington State. Absolutely
I
not.
Yeah,
It
Eddie,
is- it's
Eddie doesn't
horrible.
paint a pretty
It's
picture
horrible.
of it. He says it's getting worse,
No.
especially with all the drug use and like you can just
Yeah.
it's everywhere. And the thought process behind it wasn't it something like, well, if we let them do it, then maybe they won't do it as much.
Yeah. Well, and
Let's
like
give them free needles.
like
oh my God.
teaching kids how to administer Narcan in school. Like that's how bad it is.
Mhm.
Like that is fucked up. Like you let this get to a point that you think it's okay that my 7-year-old should know how to give somebody Narcan.
Or
Yeah,
even
so
know
That's
what
how
the
bad
fuck it
we-
is.
That's how bad it is. Yeah, that's how bad it is.
Like we did like the
That's
DARE
backwards.
program in like 6th grade or whatever, that drugs are really awesome or drugs are
The
really
DARE program,
educational.
yeah.
That's where I
Drug
learned how to
abuse
smoke weed.
resistance education.
Yeah, drugs are really awesome. That's what I said. But no, I just remember sitting there and then like my one buddy's like, my brother's got some of that, and we're going to Joey's house after fucking class. And,
Yep.
yeah, dude, 5th grade. So I smoked weed for the first time.
There
I
you
don't even
go.
think it
You're
was
right,
weed, though.
Mindy.
I'm pretty sure. It
Oh
was,
yeah.
yeah,
You're
dude,
right,
yeah.
Mindy. Lying to themselves. They need to address the mental health crisis if they want to concur the drug crisis. That's for sure. That's the problem with fucking everything right now. With
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
with a lot of other things that I don't know if you guys want to get into it. Probably not. But that's the problem with a lot of other things.
Drugs, guns,
That are really
all that.
popular right now. It's just like everybody's fucking special and nobody needs help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's oh no, he's just upset, or he's just this, or he fucking stabbed 6 people. He probably is in the middle of some kind of a mental health crisis.
Yeah.
And it was probably flagged way ahead of time by somebody and nobody fucking listened.
Yeah, they
Yep.
just push it
Or
down the line.
nobody wanted to give him that care. They're like, oh no, he'll just be pissed off and sit in the corner and smoke meth all day. No, he finally got pissed off and then he stabbed 6 people. Well, yeah,
While he was
that's what
smoking
happens.
meth.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like get him a
it's
fucking
the
therapist.
progression of things. It's more of the gateway drug
Put him in a
than
group.
weed is.
Put him in a group. Be like, hey man, we're not even gonna put
Teach
you in
him.
jail. Like, we're taking your drugs because we found you with them. We're not even putting you in jail, but we're gonna mandate that you just fucking hang out with these other dudes and one person can at least like talk to y'all and be like, why the fuck are we doing this? What are we,
Right.
you know,
Shine some light on different opportunities, dude. Hey, you don't
something.
have to sit here
Yeah.
and smoke meth all day. You can actually go outside and not be on meth.
Yeah.
Kind of nice.
We'd see an improvement if they mandated AA, and that's a fucking cult.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, everyone's just anybody who's been through AA is literally like will respond to you the exact same way. You know, like
Yeah.
it's just beaten into them. They'll
Well,
say
you're
that prayer,
replacing one addiction with another.
being addicted to
It,
AA.
it's your steps.
Yeah.
It's your steps. It's your coins.
And
It's
then you put
your
so much
It's your
into it that
meetings.
it's like whenever you don't have it, then it's like I don't have it, and it's oh I gotta drink. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean if that's what you need, that's what you need. But yeah, mental health should be at the top of the list of things to address. Mindset matters for sure. No tiptoeing around feelings, and I think that's what we
There
do
you
here.
go.
That's what we do here on this podcast. That's
Yeah.
what we do
Right there.
here. It is, and that's why it's fucking beautiful thing. It is a beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
dude,
Just
I
we're
love it.
gathering this group of strangers that just feel comfortable enough to sit and talk, and we record it. And we actually get more watches on the Facebook like afterwards. I mean, like ever since we started doing this, our downloads are way down, but I think people are just coming here to watch it. 'Cause
Oh, nice.
it's a cool show, dude. Like I would watch this show if I
It
stumbled
is.
across it
I
one
do
day,
watch
man.
it.
I'd be into it, dude. I'm like these motherfuckers are goofy as hell. KZ's got a
Yeah,
dope
I play.
mustache, dude. I'd want to look at that thing all the time.
We have
My
Yeah.
beard's coming back in. I had to shave it for a job I didn't
Oh,
get. Now it makes me really sad.
oh,
Fucking
fuck that job.
Fuck that job.
lost my
Fuck
beard.
those douchebags.
Lost my
Fucking
beard. Oh,
cocksuckers. Yeah,
I think we
Fuck
lost
that.
Kyle for a second. So
that's all right.
David, you brought up like when we first started, you brought up the fact that you wrote another letter. I don't want to go too long, and I don't
Yeah.
want to end with that shit because that shit's probably heavy as shit. So
It's heavy. It's really
yeah,
heavy.
yeah, I don't want. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't want to end with it. So before we run out, I mean, we're not gonna run out of time. We can go as long as we want. But if you don't mind, you want to share it, dude? As soon as Kyle gets your shit together.
Yeah.
can you guys still hear
Yeah,
me
let's
though?
do it. I know.
Can you
Okay,
hear me?
wait. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, that's I don't know why. It'll catch up later, I think.
Okay.
Video.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna find it in a second. Oh, yep, this is the right one. Yeah. All right. Do we need to wait for Kyle, or you just wanna?
No, I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
still here. It's just
Oh,
my
right on.
it's when my internet's slow, the camera they sacrifice the camera for the voice, which is dope. So
Oh, right on.
I'm in Whitpack.
Um,
Whitsec. Too many people watching. I gotta hide my face.
Yeah. So there's my little brother. I've never watched this before, but this guy at the bottom is ugly, cute. Figured I'd watch him. I love you, Brian. My little brother right there.
That's what's up.
He is the best fucking father I have ever seen in my life.
Hell yeah,
That
dude.
motherfucker, I don't know. I'm going to put him out there a little bit. His son has some extra needs, and that motherfucker is the best father I have ever seen in my entire life.
Hell yeah,
He-
Brian.
Yeah. Yep. He's a little fucking badass. And he sucks at bodywork. All right. So, yeah. So I felt like, I told you guys, I felt like I was a little focused too much on, something that I had been struggling with for the last couple of days. And
Yeah.
I don't think that I did the letter to myself a real service. I think I could have made it more broad spectrum, and I could have come from a deeper place.
Which is a lot to say
No.
because the one you sent us, in my opinion, was still deep as shit. So that's
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's all credit to yourself there, man. But yeah, go ahead. Cars.
So I got another one, and I'm probably gonna cry, but I'm gonna get through it.
Yeah, you got it, dude.
All right. Yeah. Uh, I can't imagine what it would be like in your position again. Of course, I remember what it was, but life and the world have changed so much since then. We have made so many brave decisions which have drastically altered the course of life. Some are good, some will be very bad. My hope for you is that with this letter, you might still choose some of those bads, even just for the sake of learning it yourself, but also so you might have a better life at my point in it. First, I'm going to steal a saying that has resounded with me so very heavily. Tomorrow needs you. Tomorrow is going to come to mean our parents. Dad would just blame himself, anyways. Tomorrow is going to come to mean our boys because they will eventually reconcile with you. Tomorrow is going to come to mean our beautiful daughter. She will become the reason you choose the right path more than a few times. She's not grown yet in my time, but even at 7, you're going to come to see all the amazing things she's going to contribute to this world. And more importantly, you're going to realize that you are her rock and her world. It's worth it. Lock it up and keep pushing. We've done some really stupid shit. We made some really bad decisions that have led to some really hard choices. But brother, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We finally admitted defeat and got some help. And after a while, he's going to tell you that you're doing it. And he's just going to want to check in on you here and there. So take it from me, the therapy works and you need to commit to it. I won't tell you what happens with your service, but I will tell you not to pass up that invite with Grandpa. It'll be one of the last times you get to see him, and he's going to download some shit on you. He's going to give you all the shit stories of his time overseas, the endings to the happy stories that he told us as kids. You make sure that you take it all to heart because he's going to give you some knowledge that I don't know I could give you. And it's really only him who could. Take that leap. I don't care what it is, just jump. Jump head first and don't be afraid to fall. We never saw ourselves past what, 50? Don't worry about that. Just push forward and take those leaps of faith. Some things aren't going to work and others will be life changing. So just jump. Choose your friends wisely. We now have some that we will never lose. Don't worry about checking in with them all the time. Keep being vulnerable with them. Be open, be honest. Reach out to them when you need them or when they need you. You'll have a few stick by your side, even from afar, for forever. If you listen to anything I have to say, listen now. Life is a fucking battle, but you don't have to do it alone. Recognize the people around you who genuinely fucking love you. Cling to them. Open up. Show them who you are and share everything possible with them. They are going to accept you. They are going to love you. They are going to be invested in who you become. Don't be afraid to share with them. Don't be afraid to cry with them. Most of all, don't miss your chance to embrace them. I have one single regret right now, and that's closing myself off. You are not alone, and you never will be. You will always have people that love and accept you and want to know it all and sincerely hope that you share it. To better men, with love and hope for you, your older self.
Dude, that was really fucking good.
Holy fuck, dude.
I made it through.
He did. I was like, he choked a couple of times. I was feeling it too, dude. I definitely thank you um, for sharing that. That was really good. Definitely had some points there that I felt
Yeah.
very deeply. Especially the one
Dude,
point when you said we never saw ourselves past 50.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was
Well, that's,
how
I
That's
did
mean,
definitely
like,
something
like
I've
as a
told
kid,
myself.
I never did. I never saw myself past like 50. I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm not going to live to be that old anyways.
Yeah. And now I'm like, and it's funny you said that too, is I always think of myself as like, now I'm dealing with the after effects of being close to 40, and now I'm like, oh fuck, now I kind of want to push it to 80 because now I got kids and all this stuff that I wasn't.
Yeah, now you have a reason to stick around. Now you're
Yeah.
like, fuck, man, I can't be, I gotta throw that football. I gotta play catch. I gotta, go to the batting cages. I gotta do all this shit.
All of
And
it.
I gotta watch them fucking, walk. Um,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, it's kids are a whole different perspective that definitely changes a lot.
Balls deep in that dad life.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was definitely, yeah. Your boy Medeiros said he said he hadn't cried in years, so thank you for that. And Mindy, yeah, definitely, an amazing letter. Definitely, probably took
Thank
a
you.
lot to write, and probably took even a lot more to come on and say as well. So
Damn,
again,
dude.
thank you for
Well, I mean, that's the mission that I see you guys having is like getting people to come on and share your story,
Yeah.
tell why they did things and why they didn't do things and talk about the transition period, that seems to be like a common, I don't care how long you've been in, it seems to be a common issue with
yeah.
all
Yeah.
veterans is that transition. And I really believe in what you guys are trying to do. And I'm just glad I could do my part in it.
That's gonna. I hope you know, David. That's gonna. I mean, I don't know who. I don't know when, but I hope you know that's gonna help someone. That's
Fuck
gonna
yeah,
help
dude.
somebody, brother, sister.
that's the that's the I was talking to my therapist yesterday and he's like, well, so like what's your goal? Like what is your hope for going on that podcast? And I was like, you know what? I don't care when it is. I hope that one person hears something that I have to say and they can
Mm,
at least identify with it. And at some point in their life, they're like, you know what? Somebody else went through it too.
yes.
So it's not that bad,
Yeah. I
you
think
know?
there's a lot to take away from your letter, but like the one thing that one thing that got me was when saying that we admitted defeat, we got help.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking step. And I think
You
that's
can't
that's
do
the
it alone.
no,
You
and
cannot.
and that's the hardest thing to do for all of us. I'll speak
Yeah.
for myself specifically. It's the hardest thing to do is just to admit defeat. Like I can't fucking do this anymore. I need
Yep.
fucking help. Fuck, dude. What was the damn, dude. How long did it take to think just to think about that?
I just sat down and spit it out.
Fuck yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I always liked to write when I was younger and I like to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's always been a really good way, an outlet for me and a really good way for me to communicate. So
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah.
Hey, thanks for doing that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's
You're welcome.
whatever you were going through when you and I first connected on Facebook Messenger to now, like, yeah, that's, dude. I appreciate you sharing that letter, dude. That's fucking powerful. That's fucking
Thank
powerful,
you.
dude.
Thank you.
You gonna did your therapist see it or read it?
No, he didn't even read it. He's gonna listen though at some point because I told him I was coming on. He was like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that," and I was like, "Okay, yeah,
All right. Hell yeah, dude.
yeah,
Holy shit. Yeah. There's something about being a parent that just kind of just like forces you to like shed some of the armor shed some of that armor that you have on. You know what I'm saying?
oh for sure, yeah, for sure, yeah." My daughter is, yeah, and that's another thing that you figure out is like you have to be able to cry in front of your kids. You have to be able to laugh in front of your kids. You have to teach them that it's healthy to show these emotions,
Oh,
like
yeah, for sure.
you can't just be a rock all the time.
Mm-mm.
When she needs a rock or he needs a rock, like you bet your ass you sure as fuck should be one.
Yeah.
But when you're upset about something and you're working through some stuff, like you should in a healthy way express those emotions to them and let them see it and let them see you go through it
Yes.
so that they understand how to deal with it in a healthy way,
Yeah,
because
that's
we
huge.
we all just want to turn to anger first, whether we're sad or upset or irritated or whatever it is. Our first outlet, we were trained to use anger.
Yeah, and it's easy too.
Use anger.
It's
Focus on one thing
yeah.
and use that as fuel to move through the next object
Yeah.
Like, yo, you
and
expect me
just
to be
go.
normal in situations? I used to stand up every morning at 6:30 in the morning and scream at the top of my lungs, one shot, one kill, every
Yep.
fucking day.
Yep.
Like, there's
Yep.
and then while across from us is Fox Troop screaming fucking relentless violence. It's just,
Yeah. And then somebody does something wrong and you all get smoked and you all have to shut the fuck up and
yeah,
bottle it up.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Don't be relentless then.
Like it's totally the opposite.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's just to share a little bit, like that's a conversation that my son and I had yesterday. Very, very small, very minute
Mhm.
conversation, like or situation, but like, we got him an Xbox, and he was playing online, and I was working, and his mom came into the office or to our bedroom, and he was like, "Hey," and she was like, "Hey, you need to talk to him because he's in there screaming, pissed off, And I was, it's like, hey, I had to, not remind him, but teach him like emotions are okay, but we had to remind ourselves that like you're in charge of that controller. Like if it gets you
Yeah.
that pissed off, you can turn it off. It's as easy as
Yeah.
turning it. It's as easy as turning it off. Like you shouldn't let out things like that. Shouldn't make you mad. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Not just teaching him to deal with it, but teaching
yeah,
him to understand when he hits that limit
yeah,
and then hold himself accountable and pull himself back from it. Because
exactly.
you can teach them how to deal with it,
Yeah,
and you can also teach them, okay, I can remove myself from the situation because I know I'm hitting my limit. I'm hitting my
yeah,
wall.
yeah. And that's how and I'll be the first one to say like he gets that shit from me because that's how I
Oh
used
yeah.
to. Yeah, that's how I used to be. Like getting pissed off at just small shit and just screaming and I hate myself for it sometimes. But where the fuck else is he gonna learn shit except from dad? That's where he
Yep.
that's and then and I'd be a hypocrite to sit there and like work on myself and then see my son like act the way I acted or act the way he's was taught from watching me. So I had to like
Yeah.
sit him down. Like, hey, emotions are okay. It's okay to get mad, but not
Yeah.
at that level. If you get mad at that level, that's your brain trying to tell you to turn it off. You're in control. That's why it's called a controller, and it's in your hand. Turn it off, bro. Like, turn
Yeah,
off,
for
dude.
sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I just realized, like I thought for sure, because I had really had to restructure like my social life,
Yeah,
in the last few years. And I thought for sure, like I was teaching my daughter, oh yeah, dad has friends and this is how he interacts with them. And, sometimes we get along and sometimes we don't. And, you know, and then we went to they have a shindig here in town. And we went to the shindig the other weekend. And everywhere we go, I got friends stopping me that she's never met,
yeah,
and they're just like, oh, hey, Dave, how's it going? And I'm like, oh yeah, and so her and I, we're just walking around, two of us, and we end up stopping and talking to all these different people. And we're leaving, and she was like, Dad, you have a lot of friends. And I was like, actually, yeah, I do. And she was like, how come I've never met them before? And I'm like, you know what, baby? You're right.
mm,
I should start making them, because some of them don't have kids
yeah,
or a little bit older and their kids are grown totally. I'm like, you know what? I should start making them do stuff with us.
yeah,
Like I don't have to wait until I don't have my daughter to go hang out with you guys. Like, let's do something that's kid friendly.
Yeah.
Like, let's go, go do the movie in the park, go do, or go putt putting or go do something fun, and let's keep it like kid friendly and kid approved. And let me bring my daughter instead of just waiting until I'm free by myself and hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Because essentially
because she's
that
missing out. Yeah,
yeah.
she's missing out on that. I'm not showing her enough of that, and
Yeah.
so that's something. Yeah, that's something I need to work on.
And in both perspectives, she's who you are, and to
Oh, for sure.
yeah, include her in your friendships like that. At the same time, if you reverse
Mhm.
that, like, including
Hmm.
You froze.
damn it, my back.
Including.
I think I know
Yeah.
you were going with it.
Yeah, just like
Oh, did it again.
Oh
relationships.
shit.
I'm back.
Including.
Yep.
Just all I was trying to say is, like, that's a good outlook, because your friends are part. Your both parties are a part of your life. So just include
Yeah.
both. Yeah, that's
Hell
all I was
yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying
that's
to show them how to have those healthy relationships.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, we used to do that, my wife and I. Sometimes we still do, not gonna lie, but like now it's like we really don't give a shit. Or my wife is really good at not giving a shit. Like, we're gonna do this with our kids because that's who we are. We're a family of 6. Wait. Yeah, we're a family of 6. Take it or leave it. We're gonna, this is what we're doing. You want to come hang out with us? Come hang out with us. All 4 kids are gonna be here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yep.
a madhouse. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, I'm super thankful, David, that you came on today, dude. Thanks for carving out time. Sorry about yesterday. But
Yeah.
I'm
my bad.
No. Thank you. No,
Yeah, I'm
it's all
super-
good.
As I'm still sitting here experiencing technical difficulties, but it's all right. My phone, for some reason, it doesn't charge while it's plugged into the PC, but that's a Mac versus PC thing. So my iPhone doesn't charge, and that's where my camera is. So instead of scrounging for a
Well,
camera,
you went to
I
the
just
dark
figured,
side.
yeah,
so
I'm just over here. No, I took off
That's
all my
part of it.
clothes though. I was wondering,
Yeah, he's naked, smoking a
I'm
blunt.
naked now. Yeah, Dubin. No, I'm not
For
smoking a
medicinal
blunt.
purposes.
If my wife's listening, I am not smoking a blunt in the house.
But there's no proof because there's no video.
yeah.
Or I might be, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But I'm
But yeah,
definitely
man.
not wearing pants.
But yeah, dude, David, I really appreciate you coming on, for one, and then 2, just like, our first interaction together online, saying that you weren't ready, and then when you were ready,
Yeah.
you'd come on. You followed through with that, and thank you for following through with
Yeah.
that, because like you said,
For sure.
after you read your letter, like, if the goal is to help one person, that's our goal. Like, it's common
Yeah.
here, dude.
Just
That's what the whole
somebody
point
at
of the
some
show.
point,
Yeah,
even just one.
exactly. And I have no doubt that, like, one person, like, that you're gonna help at least one fucking person, if they once they hear your letter. So
I hope so.
yeah, Dave, thanks for coming on today. For our
Yeah, for
listeners
sure.
out there,
Thanks for having me, guys.
yeah, man. For our listeners out there, if you guys want to be on, it's as easy as how David came on. Just message us on Facebook. We're on Instagram, TikTok. betterchatproject@gmail.com is our email. You can email us there. Yeah. So I think our next episode, we're coming on live Thursday, pending technical difficulties. We'll be live. We'll be live again Thursday. Appreciate everyone for coming in the comments. Let's see, was it Josh? Yeah, Josh, if you want to come on, dude.
Medeiros.
Yeah, Medeiros, if you want to come on,
Fuck
give
yeah,
us a shout, dude.
Do it.
Give us a shout. We'd love
Fuck
to hear
yeah.
your
Come
story,
on,
dude.
man.
Love to hear your story. Share your story out there. Just our goal is to let everyone know who's on that mental health journey, is that you're not alone. Like David said in his letter, no one's alone in this journey for mental health. So So yeah, reach out to us, veteranchatproject@gmail.com. Kyle, you got anything?
I don't know, but just a quick, well, I guess just a quick reminder that that letter to me challenge is open ended. So I mean, if you ever you catch a whiff of the letter to me challenge and you feel like diving in, those rules or that challenge never ends. So you can send it to us. We'll read it for you. You can come on, read it yourself. You can record yourself reading it. We can put it on our Facebook page, anything like that. We want to hear more of that because I think that's where some true growth goes on with us, those who wrote the letters, and then again, like those who listen to them, because like you said, that it's that one person that we could possibly touch, and it makes it all worth it. For me personally, just I mean, knowing that we potentially help one person every time we come and turn this thing on, and it makes it enough. Enough. And
Yeah.
And yeah, we just can't express it enough as you're not alone. We appreciate everybody for the listens, for the likes, for the shares, for buying the patches, the shirts, the whatever, man. We love you guys so much. We thank you so much, and I do not have anything else after that.
Sweet. So yeah,
All right.
I'll kick us off here. David, you're welcome anytime. Anytime you want to come back on, let us know. We'll fucking bring you back on.
For sure.
Your tribe
Thanks for
shit
having
now.
me, guys.
Yes, sir.
Fuck yeah. We got to start that group still.
Yeah, I'll message you offline because there's the
Got
guild.
it.
So Stu, yeah, it's kind of the same thing. So actually, if you're into it, I can give you a link to sign up for that. It's
Yeah,
kind of the same
we'll talk.
thing,
We'll talk.
but yeah, I'll message you after.
Okay, man.
So yeah, shout out to the guild real quick. Thank you guys. We're trying to grow every day. I think we're close to like 32 members. Boughton and I are going to stations together in September, end of September.
September 29th to October
So
1st.
yeah, so if you want to get that signed up, you could meet us in Missouri for that. It'll be like it's like a. I wanted to say it's like a basic training for your men, like it's like a men's survival / spiritual camp out.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
That's gonna be dope. All right, well, you guys have a good night. God bless.
Peace.
I'm still